All right, in today's video, we're going to go over how to buy real estate from completely out of state. And I'm going to make this as easy and concise as possible for you guys. And again, I feel like a lot of investors that I work with, they think that out of state investing is this very convoluted, very difficult, complex concept when it is not that way at all. It is much, much easier than you think. And I'm here to explain exactly why that is. And we're going to go through step by step really quickly. With that being said, my name is Jimmy with Swiss Realty. I help investors find their next buy and hold, BRRRR, flip, short-term, midterm rental here in the Columbus, Ohio area. I've done well over 25 million in terms of real estate sales. And a lot of those, the bulk majority of my volume, I would say, are from out-of-state investors. And I've done many transactions, especially from those investors that don't live locally here in Columbus, Ohio. So first, let's dive deeper into this and see how do we get started in out-of-state investing. Step number one. First, what we want to do is we want to first decide on which investor agent that you want to work with. So when it comes to step number one, I cannot stress this enough. Deciding which investor agent that you work with, that is by far going to be one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever have to make as an investor. The reason why is because most investor agents are salespeople in the sense that they will tell you every deal that they find is a good deal. Hey, this is a good deal. This is a good deal. This is a good deal. The reality is most deals that you will come across are not good deals. You want to work with an investor agent who has your actual best interest at heart. If you can't trust them, if you truly cannot be like, hey, I know this person has the best interest for me and is truly looking out for me, I can guarantee you they are just in it for the sale and it's only a recipe for disaster. So whichever investor agent you work with, that is one of the, by far, the most important decisions you will ever have to make. Some of my best tips, especially when it comes to working with a really good investor agent, is number one, making sure he's an investor. Ask him, hey, how many doors, how many units do you own? What's your experience when it comes to real estate investing? And on top of that too, the second biggest tip I have for you guys is you want to work with an investor agent that will be telling you no a lot of times and being able to explain why it's a good or bad deal and giving you all the numbers to prove their claims. If an investor agent tells you, hey, this is a good deal, trust me, you want to run as fast as possible. You want to work with an investor agent who's not a yes man. You want to work with someone who will consistently tell you no, just so you know that, hey, he's not just trying to just sell me just to sell me. He actually genuinely cares about me and really wants me to financially succeed. Okay, so that's first step number one. Is, again, working with a really good investor agent, someone who has your best interest at heart. Step number two, you definitely want to get your pre-approval letter with your lender, whether that's hard money loan, whether that's a HELOC, whether that's a DSCR loan, conventional finance, whichever type of financing you want to go with, you do need to get a pre-approval letter at the end of the day. The reason why is because you 100% need to know how much you can afford as a real estate investor. So 100% you do need to get a pre-approval letter. And especially with that being said, you do want to get a pre-approval letter, in my opinion, locally with a Columbus, Ohio lender. The reason why is because, especially because if you're going to be investing in Columbus, Ohio, typically sellers are more familiar with local brand names. And if it's a very popular local lender here, then they know they will get the job done versus, let's say, a random lender from Arizona who they're like, hey, I have no idea who the heck that is. So I would definitely suggest going with a local lender, in my opinion, and your investor agent should be able to hook you up with their preferred lenders. Absolutely reach out to your investor agent. They can absolutely help with that. Okay, after you have your pre-approval letter and you know which real estate agent you're going to work with, you're going to want to work with your real estate agent on getting personalized deal flow from your realtor. So what this means is if your realtor is just sending you MLS deals, I'm going to be honest with you, they are probably not the best fit for you. Because at the end of the day, your realtor should have on-market deals, should have off-market deals, they should have pocket listings, and they should be sending you personalized deals and explaining why these are good deals and bad deals. How I work as an investor agent is anytime I send a deal to my client, I always send them my context and explanation for why it's a good deal. So what that means is I give them my market rent report, I give them my ARV comps, I give them my estimated renovation budget, I give them my thoughts and explanation for why it's a good deal. I give essentially my clients the full white glove service, and I send these deals to them on a silver platter where I'm like, hey, Here's why this is such a good deal, because it has 5 figures worth of equity, because it hits the 1% rule, because it positive cash flows. And again, I give you all my numbers. And obviously, you as an investor, you still have to do your own due diligence and check out all the numbers and make sure everything looks good. But again, every deal that I personally send out, it will always come with my context and explanation for why it's a great deal. I don't send you a deal just to send you a deal. And whichever realtor you work with, you should 100% be expecting the same exact thing as well too. So next up, after we find a deal and it makes sense numbers wise, at least for me as a realtor, and whichever realtor you use, they should go and walk the property for you. I've heard of realtors who don't even walk properties for you, which is completely absurd. As a realtor, that's your job, is to walk the property. So how I do it is, as an investor agent, is after you tell me, hey, Jimmy, this deal looks good, I'm going to go walk the property. I'm going to walk the interior, exterior, and also the surrounding location so you can see how the vibe of the neighborhood is. When I'm walking the property, I will give you my scope of work. I'm going to give you my estimated renovation budget. I'm going to give you my general thoughts as an investor as well too. And again, I'm going to give you my whole 360 rundown. I'm going to be like, okay, we need all new drywall here. Roof is leaking right here. HVAC is this age right here. We need all new LVP right here. I'm going to give you all my investor commentary so you really understand this property as if you are boots on the ground with me as well too. And on top of that, I do that for the interior, exterior of the property, and also I take a video walkthrough of the surrounding neighborhood, and I will give you some commentary on the curb appeal, how everything looks residentially as well too. And then step number 5, after I send this deal, it makes sense, and I walk the property for you, I'm going to go and send this walkthrough for you to review and see if you do want to move forward. As a realtor, I will never be offended if you tell me, hey, Jimmy, this deal doesn't look that good. After I saw it on video walkthrough, it was too much work, much more than I expected, or the renovation budget doesn't make sense anymore. If you ever tell me, hey, it doesn't make sense, all good, no worries about it. So again, no hard feelings. My job is just to get you all the facts in front of yourself so you can really make an informed decision. And if it doesn't make sense, no worries at all. Not every deal will work out, and I totally understand that. So obviously, if the deal does make sense, and we do move forward after you review the video walkthrough, that's when we're going to move forward with step 6, which is that's when I'm going to submit an offer for you, and I will submit an offer on your behalf, and always include a financing and inspection contingency. So what this means is we will have, if hypothetically our offer is accepted, we will have typically a 7-day inspection contingency to do any due diligence we want on the condition of the property. That's when you can literally, if you wanted to, fly out here to Columbus, Ohio, and we could walk the property together again. That's when we'll do a home inspection. That's when we can get a GC to get us an itemized bid, or we can get a professional opinion if we're unsure about something. Any due diligence you want to do, we can 100% do within the inspection contingency period. And I will let you know this, if there was any point where you're like, hey, the scope of work is too much work, this renovation budget's a lot more than I expected, or there was a major crazy deal breaker item or something like that, we have every right to terminate within our inspection contingency. And if we terminate within the contingency timeframe, you do not lose anything. There's no risk involved. You don't even lose your EMD, as long as you do it within the inspection contingency. That's the most important thing. And even with that being said, so step 7, due diligence. So even if, let's say, we do the home inspection, or let's say we get a GC bid and it's a lot more than we expected, that doesn't mean that we're going to immediately terminate right away. What I always suggest as an investor agent is, first, let's at least try to negotiate, see if we can find a middle ground or a remedy that would obviously be okay with all the parties involved. So what I mean by that is, if, again, something crazy happens, or we see a major deal breaker, or we see a major issue, or the renovations budget's a lot more than we expected, we can ask for remedies, we can ask for credits, we can ask for anything essentially. And again, if it doesn't make sense, we have every right to terminate, but best case scenario, if it does, then we're going to move forward with closing on the deal. So again, just to let you know, we have a lot of options in front of us, and it's not just like, hey, if it doesn't make sense, we're going to terminate right away. We can always negotiate for credits and remedies. Obviously, it does have to be reasonable in the sense, like, obviously, it can't be a cosmetic thing. It has to be obviously something that's a major item, or something that's a potential deal breaker or damaging the property. If it's something along that lines, 100%, I would say let's ask for it. I'm going to try my hardest to get you the best deal possible. Obviously, it needs to be reasonable, but I will 100% try my best to obviously get you the most amounts of seller credits and remedies in this situation. But aside from that, was the quick 7-step process on how to invest in real estate here, especially from out of state, from anywhere essentially. Again, it's much more simpler than you probably have heard in the past. It's not as scary as it seems. And again, if you need to work with someone and you want someone to hold your hand throughout this entire process, I would love to help with that. My name is Jimmy with Swiss Realty. I help investors, especially a lot of those that are out of state. I help you guys find your next buy and hold, BRRRR, flip, or short-term, midterm rental here in the Columbus, Ohio market. If that's what you're looking for, I would love to help. Feel free to reach out. I'm always more than happy to help. If you have any questions, make sure to comment them on this YouTube video below as well too. We'd love to help with that as well too. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.